Greetings, everyone. We hope you are okay wherever you are. Today is the 13th. Good, that is not a Friday, because if it was a 13th Friday, you are going to start with your conspiracy theories. It's a Thursday, the 13th, not a Friday, the 13th. Yesterday, the 12th of October 2022, we were invited by ENCA for one of their programs, The Nation, which they said they are going to screen live, they are going to broadcast tonight at 8 p.m. But that's not the purpose of the video. But because we're discussing migration issues, our interest was to interact with the officials from the Home Affairs Department who attended. Fortunately, we had the spokesperson to the Minister of Home Affairs who was present as part of the Home Affairs delegation that attended the ENCA pre-recording. We asked him the question that we promised you, that we are trying to get to the Director General of Home Affairs to clarify for us, because we know that most of you are busy applying for waivers, and we have said it repeatedly in this YouTube channel that we do not know how a domestic worker, a petrol attendant, an Uber driver, and other low-skilled workers should apply for a waiver. And we promised that in this YouTube video channel, we will not seek to mislead anyone. If we do not know anything, we'll simply tell you that we do not know. If we know, we'll then give you the correct information to say this is how you go about it. But if we have no idea, we will certainly say this to you. As we have said it, that we do not know how a domestic worker should apply for a waiver. We know that most of you are paying people, you are busy applying for waivers. We are not saying it's wrong, but we maintain the position that we do not know. Even after we had a discussion with the spokesperson to the minister, if you ask us again, how does a domestic worker apply for a waiver, we do not know, because there's no clarity. So we did engage with the spokesperson of the minister to say, Chief, please assist. How does a domestic worker, an Uber driver, person working at the hair salon, apply for a waiver? Because the requirements in the Immigration Act are very clear for one to apply for a general work visa. It is very clear who applies for a waiver or what should be waived. In case of, which we have dealt with again in this YouTube channel, say a teacher whose qualification is level 7, but the requirement is level 8. If you're a teacher, you would know the qualification that I'm talking about. If, say, your level is level 7, or an artisan who's level 7, but the requirement is that it should be level 8, you then apply to say, I'm a holder of a level 7. I hereby request you to waive a level 8 as a requirement, so that you can grant me a general work visa on the basis that I have level 7, not level 8. That one is very clear, straightforward. We have said it here. And we have said that, say you are an English teacher in some farming school in Mpumalanga, and the South Africans do not want to work in some farming schools in Mpumalanga, and you are teaching children up to matric level, you can then ask for a waiver, because it is very clear, because the employer will say, yes, we are employing this migrant teacher who's on ZEP, is working as a teacher, an English teacher in some farming school here in Mpumalanga, who are struggling to get a South African who can come and teach, because this area is remote, is next to the border with Mozambique. People want to be in cities. It's understandable on what you want them to waiver, because you are saying, in terms of your qualification, your English degree, it is not under critical skills, but your services of teaching English as a language to matriculants is required because a few South Africans might want to teach in a remote area, but you are prepared to do so. So then ask them to waiver this requirement. But for a domestic worker in 4 ways in Sandton, for a person renting a chair in Hillbrow in a hair salon, for a person driving an Uber in Gauteng, how do you apply for a waiver? So we asked the spokesperson to the minister. Of course, he didn't have information because it doesn't fall directly on his desk. I must point out this. It does not fall direct on his desk. So also he did not have information. He did not have information because he did not know. No, he did not have information because it does not fall directly on his desk. We need to clarify this. So which therefore means up to now we do not know how to advise you. So what we then agreed with the spokesperson yesterday, he called someone, the people. Remember, the minister said that he's setting up a ministerial team that will be receiving applications, because the other issue that we raised with the minister, with the spokesperson to the minister, we said to him, look, Chief, we asked those that do not qualify because there's an email that is public. We said to him, the department wrote to every ZEP holder using the ZEP inquiries email. The first email was in terms of notifying the holders of ZEP why ZEP will not be renewed. Right, that was the first email which we discussed in this YouTube channel. And then the second one was a reminder to holders of ZEP to apply. And that last email, which was second, was saying few people had applied. So it was encouraging people to apply. And it then said, you need to make a representation to the Department of Home Affairs by writing through that email. So it then said, Chief, we did videos, we communicated with members of our community to say they shouldn't write to that email, but there's no response. So how do we proceed? Because people have been here for 12 years, others for 15, 20 years. They are domestic workers, they work as packers in some supermarkets. They've written or made a representation to the Department of Home Affairs through that email, but no one is replying. So he then phoned in our presence a person that is one of the team members who are making a decision on all applications to say, and they said, Chief, we have the chairman of the Zimbabwe community in South Africa is complaining that their members are not receiving any feedback in the emails that they are sending. What's happening? So we're then asked to send again the same questions on your behalf. And we asked the question, which we showed the email to the spokesperson to say, this is the email that we are now sending. And we hope to get a response from them. We'll be making a follow-up through the spokesperson. Because the simple question we asked, which you always ask us, was to say, how does a domestic worker apply for a waiver? I know there's confusion. People will phone every day. Comrade Mapena, my employers agreed that they are writing a letter for me, or the employer will be phoning us to say, how do you write the letter? So at this stage, until they respond, since we're now going through the spokesperson of the minister, once they respond, we'll then be able to communicate to you because it's difficult, really. We must point out that it's difficult to apply for a waiver. We do not know what you have to waiver if you're a domestic worker, a petrol attendant, if you have a stall, say at Uvel Market, we do not know. So that's the issue that we wanted to raise. But we'll keep you informed on what is happening. We're not saying stop applying, no. We said we will not tell you to stop applying, but we are simply saying we need to seek clarity. But if you want to continue to go and pay the 1,550 that you are paying, you can go and pay and apply. But we have said ourselves, we can't say, go and apply, this is how you apply if we have no information. Our duty is to seek clarity from the authorities to say, look, we have this crisis, how do we resolve this? Please write your comments in the comment section. Please circulate this video, and please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Otherwise, have a great day. Goodbye.